It's a great day to be an American. Good morning. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Good morning from North Georgia. LJ, it's a great day to be an American. Maybe somebody could send that message down to CNN and MSNBC this morning, the 6 a.m. hour, the unpatriotic, un-American Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski spent 8 negative minutes on the release of the hostages and 22 minutes on Michael Cohen. We're not going to do that here. We're going to celebrate what a great day it is, and we're going to give the video of these 3 Korean Americans, and obviously I want to show these men all the respect I can today. It's not about us. These men, terrible conditions in North Korea. They are home, and I want to show them all the respect. I do not want to try to pronounce their names. I'm not doing that in a joking manner, but you know your host here. I struggle with that, and I don't want to try to pronounce their names. But this morning, I think they came in around 3 a.m. I got up at 2. I wanted to see it live. Yes, that's just the way I am. I wanted to see it live. And they had not quite made it. I think it was around 3. But something before we go into the video of these 3 men arriving home. There has been 15... count on 15 total hostages around the world released since Donald Trump became president of the United States. 15. And we're not going to start out without remembering Otto Warmbier. President Trump, we'll get into that a little more in the show. President Trump this morning, when addressing, did talk about Otto Warmbier. But here is a couple pictures, and I hope they, in all due respect, I hope you get teared up over these. I really do. This is number 1, right? I don't have my glasses. This is the one I have marked number 1. All right. Look at the guy jumping in the back with his peace signs behind the President of the United States. I mean, is great. Look at number 2 as they're coming out the door. Now stay on that one there just a minute. I said here, I'm so happy they're home. And I said all along that I would just enjoy the picture of President Trump coming out of Air Force One. And I wanted to see that. You know, I was hoping that the president would bring them home in Air Force One, but I wanted that picture of that door open and the president standing at the top there of the platform as they're coming out of the plane, for us, the American people, to see that. What a terrific scene it was this morning at 3 a.m. So that's number 2. Now look at the picture we have marked number 3. And number 3, look at the American flag. And at the same time you're looking at the American flag, and you're looking at the President of the United States, and you're looking at Melania Trump, and you're looking at these 3 men that know they're on U.S. soil again. You think about, that's the same flag they're burning today in Iran. That's the same flag that they stomp on in Iran and say death to America. But look at that flag. What's that mean to you and I, draped over that plane that says the United States of America? What a beautiful sight. That plane comes in, and all down the side of it says United States of America. That flag draped over it. The President of the United States, through tough talk, these 3 men are home. 15 released since he became President of the United States. And guess another thing. Americans are not going to be the easy targets any longer, or for at least while this guy is President of the United States. When you travel abroad, Americans will not be the easy target they once were in the past. I'm just saying, watch and see. But this is just something that's amazing to see this president of the United States with these three men coming out right here. It's just amazing. Now we're going to play the video. Now this morning you have watched on all the very poor networks. You have watched the clips of what the president said, but we're going to take you from Vice President Michael Pence and his wife, the President of the United States and the First Lady Melania Trump leaving the White House, going into the plane. The president goes into the plane and he visits with them for probably 5 or 6 minutes. We're going to fast forward that. And then we're just going to watch the whole thing, and we're going to listen not to MSNBC, not to CNN, not to all of these naysayers and negative people today on this great day in the United States of America. We're going to listen to the President of the United States. So, hey, this is going to take about 15 minutes, but I think it's worth it because it's a great day to be an American. And before we go to the clip, Mike Pompeo, thank you. That's all I know to say. It wasn't a week ago we couldn't figure out in D.C. if you should be Secretary of State. You remember this guy went in to North Korea. The media tried to make it sound like he did it in the middle of the night and parachuted in and tucked and rolled and snuck in and snuck back out. And they went nuts over that, the secret in the Congress, and people like Warner and the Coons and these Democrats went crazy that Pompeo went over there, okay? And then, you know what? I'm going to say, this is the ugliest thing I'm going to say, but New York Times, you could go to hell, okay? You could flat out go to hell. Where is Mike Pompeo? As the Iranian nuclear deal was being torn up, the Secretary of State was AWOL, nowhere to be found. Well, New York Times, he was over there securing the release of the 3 hostages. Oh, by the way, for those Democrats that are scared to death of whether Trump knows how to have any kind of diplomatic relations, knows anything about diplomacy, that Mike Pompeo and Mike Pompeo and I call him the mustache, that they're just going to set the world on fire and turn it upside down. You know, like Ronald Reagan said, peace through strength. I want to say to you, Mike Pompeo, thank you very much. The American people appreciate the job you've done bringing these men home. So let's play the video, and when we come back from the video, we'll talk about what we're doing in our 9 o'clock hour. You do not want to miss that. We got a lot of stuff today, a lot of big stuff, breaking news also. So we're going to play the video. We hope you enjoy it as much as I do, because it's a great day to be an American. Roll.
How important is this?
Are you going to call Kim Jong-un?
Is now open, and we just saw a couple of folks walk out. It doesn't appear as either any of these are How long
down at the highest level. We want to thank Kim Jong-un, who really was excellent to these three incredible people. They are really three incredible people. And the fact that we were able to get them out so soon was really a tribute to a lot of things, including a certain process that's taking place right now. And that process is very important. So we will see what happens. We have a meeting scheduled in a very short period of time. You'll be hearing about it soon. We have the location set, and we will see if we can do something that people did not think was going to happen for many, many years, and a lot of bad things could have happened in between. So I just want to say this is a special night for these three really great people, and congratulations on being in this country. Thank you.
How does it feel to be home?
How does it feel to be home?
It's like a dream, and we're very, very happy.
How were you treated?
여러 가지 대우를 받은 것은 있습니다만은 첫째 노동을 많이 했고 또 병이 났을 때 또 치료도 좀 받았습니다.
Yes, we were treated in many different ways. For me, I had to do a lot of labor, but when I got sick, I was also treated by them.
Mr. President, how proud is the achievement?
Thinking going into your meeting.
Is this your proudest achievement, Mr. President?
My proudest achievement will be, this is a part of it, but will be when we denuclearize that entire peninsula. This is what people have been waiting for a long time. Nobody thought we could be on this track in terms of speed. So I'm very honored to have helped the three folks. They're great people. You know, I got to speak to them on the plane. These are great people. They've been through a lot, but it's a great honor. But the true honor is going to be if we have a victory in getting rid of nuclear weapons.
Secretary of State. Change how you will approach your meeting with Kim Jong-un.
No, not at all. We very much appreciate that he allowed them to go before the meeting. It was sort of understood that we'd be able to get these three terrific people during the meeting and bring them home after the meeting. And he was nice in letting them go before the meeting. I mean, frankly, we didn't think this was going to happen, and it did. So you could say we're a little bit ahead. It was a very important thing to all of us to be able to get these three great people out. And I must tell you, I want to pay my warmest respects to the parents of Otto Warmbier, who is a great young man who really suffered. And his parents have become friends of ours. They are spectacular people, and I just want to pay my respects. I actually called them the other day, and Mike called them also, Mike Pence. And they are really incredible people. I think our Secretary of State, despite the fact that the New York Times said he was missing, he was in North Korea, but I think our Secretary of State has done a fantastic job. Mike, did you know that you were missing? They couldn't find you. They couldn't find him. They couldn't find him because he was in North Korea. You know, I don't want to comment on whether or not I spoke to him.
President Trump, is this enough to tell you that Kim Jong-un is an honest broker, or was this just to get to the negotiation?
Well, we're starting off on a new footing. This is a wonderful thing that he released the folks early. That was a big thing, very important to me. And I really think we have a very good chance of doing something very meaningful. And if anybody would have said that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even a year ago, you would have said that's not possible. So a lot, I will say this, a lot of very good things have happened. Say it. I really think he wants to do something. I think he did this because I really think he wants to do something and bring that country into the real world. I really believe that, John, and I think that we're going to have a success. I think this will be a very big success. It's never been taken this far. There's never been a relationship like this, and we're starting from here. But I really think a lot of progress has been made, and we'll see what happens. We're talking about a few weeks. I guess many of you will be with us, but some great things can happen, and that's what we hope. So I want to thank you all. It's very early in the morning. I think you probably broke the all-time in history television rating for 3 o'clock in the morning, that I would say. But I want to just congratulate. These are 3 great people, and congratulations.
Have you gotten any sleep or were you too excited?
Will the meeting be held in Singapore? Is that
Could happen.
Okay, folks. That was just something I wanted the American people, you and I, to enjoy together. That is our President of the United States. That is a president I'm very proud of. Every time I hear something negative about this president, yes, there are personal things in this man's life before Inauguration Day when he took the oath of office that I would wish that he would have chose a different path on some things. But I will sit here today and say, since the day that this man has taken the oath of office as President of the United States, he has kept his promises to the American people. I think if you're not new to the show, you've heard me say so many times that throughout the campaign, I really felt he had a legal pad, and every time he came away from one of those rallies, they wrote all the promises he made, and when he got into the Oval Office, they pulled that legal pad out and started keeping those promises. It's a great day to be an American. The media is going crazy. Now, let's talk about MSNBC. I really think it's a struggle to say, I just hope in the morning when I wake up that there's going to be that one day where either CNN, which I will not watch, basically, and MSNBC could just be pro-American for a day. Just have a pro-American day. Just everything about the day pro-American, and celebrate a unified country. You see, we keep hearing all the time how divided we are. And we allow the media, we allow the media to continue the separation of America. It's their fault. The left, divide and conquer. That's what they want to do, divide and conquer. When we are always looking for these talking heads, these things that could take place that could unify the country, something that could bring us together. Absolutely no reason whatsoever that at 3 a.m., that is not something that should unify us all today. Red and yellow, black and white, no matter where you're at, no matter your sexual orientation, no matter what your deal is, your thing is, your hang-up is, no matter what's going on yesterday, today should be a day where America should have a unified spirit. But the communist networks, the news networks that continue to spew, to try to do everything to diminish, take down, and destroy this presidency and America, whether you want to believe it or not, they're trying to destroy us. This morning, 8 minutes. 8 minutes. All they played on MSNBC was the president walking down the steps, and not even a minute and a half of that video I showed you. That's it. Not even a minute and a half. And then they went into 7 straight minutes, 6.5 minutes, on how Joe Scarborough, this is an evil dictator, that they thanked, that President Donald Trump thanked Kim Jong-un for releasing them. They are going nuts because Kim Jong-un does not deserve any praise, any thanks, or any kind words. Well, it seems like it was just a couple months ago they were going nuts because the President of the United States was, fire and fury and Rocket Man and my button's larger than yours. And oh my God, he knows nothing about diplomacy. He is sinking us in our foreign allies, our relationship, foreign affairs. We are doomed with this man. It's not time to go into all of this. It's time to be nice. It's time to be apologetic to these dictators. It seems like just 2 months ago, we were supposed to be doing all of that. Now that the President of the United States has shifted things in the direction he wants it to go, and Pompeo probably came back and said, you know what? This guy goes with a little bit of kindness. I mean, it goes a long way with this guy. I say hello. I think a little kindness could work with this guy. President's being kind. He's getting ready to go meet the guy. He's going to stop. He's not going to stop till he denuclearizes the Korean Peninsula. Really? Hey, if all you got to do is say thank you or something like that to calm things down, to get this meeting. But I'm going to tell you what, put up Otto Warmbier, okay? Let me tell you something. My President of the United States. And that's what I'm hoping you're saying at the same time. As I look into the camera and I say, my President of the United States, I hope you're saying, my President of the United States. At 3 a.m., my President of the United States thanked Kim Jong-un for releasing these 3 men healthy enough to walk down a set of steps to come home. But he did not leave without remembering this young man, Otto. See, President Trump secured his release. And Barack Obama, before you go and get involved anymore, he's trying to clean up the messes you have made throughout the world. The mess you made in Iran, the mess you let happen here. Barack Obama, if you were not spending the last 2 years trying to figure out how to help James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Bill Clinton, and Hillary Clinton, and all of your friends, your corrupt friends, in collusion for the crimes that you've all committed, and you spent a little more time on this young man, he may have come home alive. But no, you didn't. But President Trump did secure his release. He was alive when he got home, okay? And he died at home, but he mentioned him this morning. And if you think my President of the United States is going to go to Singapore, possibly, this is where the meeting may be. If you think my President of the United States is going to go to Singapore and yuck it up with this guy and backslap him and start telling jokes, guess what? If you think my President of the United States is going to go meet this guy and bow to him, you're badly mistaken. Because my President of the United States is going to look at him and say, look, first and foremost, you need to understand, I'm going to look you in the eye and let you know what you did to Otto Warmbier and the American people is not acceptable. Kim Jong-un will hear that. And President Trump will set that meeting within the first 5 minutes. That you get that, you know, that firm look. You know, when you sit there and you're watching Trump and he does one of these and he looks across the table, guess what? That's what that man's going to get in the first 5 minutes. And if he wants Trump to get up and go home, Trump will. I'm your host, BKP. It's time for Carla's Corner. You do not want to miss 9 o'clock hour. We have some news. When is the last time you saw when is the last time you had a sitting governor campaign for a primary opponent of a sitting state representative? Interesting. And jockeying for number 2, Brian Kemp and Hunter Hill. How is that going? I have a little insight of what I think is going on in that number 2 spot for governor in the state of Georgia. That's one of interest. Hey, and guess what? Well, I can't tell you. We got to keep some surprises. Right after these messages, it's time for Carla's Corner, but don't miss our 9 o'clock hour. We've got some big stuff going on in 9 o'clock hour. Thank you. We'll be back right after these messages.